In this digital media clip, we're going to look at the tools in and around state of mind. We discussed on the icicle as a modelling excellence tool the fact that state of mind influences our capability downwards and our attitude upwards. So helping people manage, understand, and sometimes just take stock of the place they're at any given time is a really interesting tool. So let's start with the concept state of mind and recognize the fact when we're trying to control our state of mind, we typically focus in one of three areas. Now, most people focus on the conscious mind's approach to manage state of mind. We say things like put a smile on your face or focus on something different to actually help them manage their own state of mind. They'll focus on a particular task or an activity that distracts them from being in the state they were in before. That's very much a consciously managed, willpower-driven focus on doing something different. If we want to take a different view on how to change our state of mind, we can look at the subconscious mind and meaning, because the conscious mind controls focus, the subconscious mind controls meaning. And what you tend to find with powerful coaching interventions is they change the meaning of the behavior and the meaning of the thought rather than the thought itself. So we change what a particular thing means to us. A great demonstration of the power of meaning is just changing got to go for a run, got to eat healthy food, to I get to go for a run or I get to eat healthy food. Just by changing one letter changes the meaning. Got to, forced behavior, something I have to do, otherwise I'll get painful consequences. Get to, it's a choice, it's positive and changes the way we feel about the situation. The next area of influence when we think about state of mind is biochemistry. Remember, the creative subconscious creates chemicals based on what we think about most of the time and how we think. Running, gym, yoga, meditation, music, they all change the biochemistry, and they're great ways of changing our state of mind without any chemical or medical intervention. So a great tool that we can use is to draw a simple cross on a board and put high pleasure to low pleasure, low arousal to high arousal, and then simply give them some post-it notes and ask them to go away in teams or as individuals and write down the consistent mindsets they find themselves in most of the time. And what you tend to find is people will scribble lots of words down like anxious, excited, worried, fearful, aggressive, happy, sad, calm. And what we do then is take the post-it notes and place them on the cross. And as we place them, we start to notice the clusters of consistent behaviors. And if somebody's constantly focused in the high pleasure, high arousal area, they're likely to be very focused on being excited, happy, energetic, and bursting with life all of the time. Now that's great, but too much of a good thing can often be bad. But the same is true on all four axes. If you then find somebody over in the low arousal, high pleasure area, they're likely to be calm, serene, confident, and quiet. But if they have no energy, they'll never get anything done. When we start to look at low arousal and low pleasure, we're in the zone of depression, anxiety, worry, strife. People are in that place because they feel really bad about themselves and they can't drag themselves off their butts to make a difference. In the bottom right-hand corner, we're faced with the low pleasure, high arousal individuals who are angry, wired, cross, aggressive most of the time. And again, if that's a state of mind that bothers them, we need to look at the kind of tasks and activities that get them from the low pleasure zone up into the high pleasure zone. So this is why exercise has such a massive impact. Anything where the pleasure center triggers and releases serotonin will drag somebody from the lower area up into the high area. Some simple tools to manage state of mind. So let's start with conscious, logical, focus controlled. We can manage state of mind by recognizing what we're seeing inside our heads or what we're seeing in the outside world. We can also manage the kind of things we say to ourselves and also manage the conversations we're having with other people. Or we can notice how we feel on the inside or how we could feel if we did different activities or different things. So now let's look at control through action. Just the thought of doing physical activity instantly starts to change our body's chemistry. People say you have to do something really hard to create a benefit, when the reality is just thinking about phys starts you on the journey. If you want to feel calm walking into a room full of people, if you say to yourself, I am calm, and you walk in with your head held high, you walk in as if you're calm, for some reason your body gets to feel calm. That's because the expression and the movement and your physicality create inside you the chemistry that makes you feel the way you're acting. Physical activity in its own right has a big impact on the way we think and behave. It changes our focus, it changes the meaning, and it changes the chemistry. And that can be a short-term positive impact as well as a long-term sustained benefit by making you feel healthier and fitter and increasing your well-being. You may have noticed that you can take the focus, meaning, and biochemistry image and you can overlay it over the top of the mind map and start to realize that conscious, subconscious, and creative subconscious are responsible for the 3 different zones of the state of mind. You can also then put it on the feedback loop from feelings and emotions on the mind map, because the consistent emotional feedback we get from thinking creates our state of mind. And finally, you may also realize that you can take the cross and overlay it over player supporters, zombies, snipers, and terrorists, because it is highly likely that somebody who's a player has relatively good energy levels and relatively good well-being, and that's why they are a player. And you can follow that logic right around the map to realize how come somebody can feel like and behave like a zombie or a walking dead, because they are genuinely in not a great place themselves and have very low energy levels too.